Hello everyone, I'm Eli Hollingsworth and I'm joined by my brother
Jake Hollingsworth, and welcome back to the YouTube channel. And today we're here to talk about the Spider-Man trailer and break it down and give you Easter eggs. So without any more dilly-dallying, let's get to it right now.
Okay, so let's start off with the first shot of this trailer. The first shot of this trailer, as you can see, is Peter Parker crying. It seems like he's crying and he's battle damaged and it's raining and snowing. If you look closely in the background, you can see that there's actually some snowflakes.
This is a Christmas movie, sort of. Even
what it seems like is happening is that this movie takes place over the course of multiple months because it starts directly after Far From Home, which takes place in the summer of 2024, and then he seems to get the idea to go to Doctor Strange to ask him about the spell and around Halloween time. And we've seen from other set leaks and leaked set videos that there's Christmas time because it's snowing, and he goes to MJ in like a shop or something. So that's interesting to see. We'll have to see where that goes in the future. We have some voiceover from Peter Parker saying ever since he got bitten by the spider, referring to his origin, which is very exciting for Spider-Man fans that we're going to see more of his origin in this movie. We get more shots of Peter and MJ. It seems like this scene continues for a while. They swing away, then they get caught on this one building here. And then they jump off and go into a subway and swing away. We get just the same
extended shots of him and going into the sanctum and then seeing Doctor Strange and talking to him about magic.
Yeah, what it seems like is this movie's going to take place over multiple months because Peter's going to go to Doctor Strange, ask him to do the spell, then he messes it up, and then he thinks that everything's fine and goes about his normal life. And then a little bit later, Doctor Strange calls him back to the sanctum and warns him about the new visitors that have come to this universe of the MCU.
And also apparently this big plot point in this movie, which could be setting up another trilogy. In the first trailer, before Doc Ock's arm comes out, Peter's talking to a mysterious woman in a car. And it's believed that that woman will be some person at MIT, because apparently Peter, MJ, and Ned are trying to get in there for college, which could be setting up another Spider-Man trilogy. But apparently they're not letting them in because Peter Parker is Spider-Man. He has bad publicity around him.
Yes, and that is the scene where we get this famous Green Goblin pumpkin bomb roll in the next shot.
Pumpkin bomb.
And then some explosions.
And then Green Goblin!
And the entrance of Green Goblin, the first shot that we get in this trailer. And also in these shots, Peter is in a new location that I haven't heard anything about. This like foresty area. We see multiple shots of him swinging in this area, fighting Electro. I don't really exactly know what's going on there. I feel like this is probably like the middle of the movie, I'd say.
Probably when he's catching the villains, not catching up.
Oh yeah, that's what people are saying, that he gets this because that's what the red and black suit is, and that's where you see that shot in the trailer where he has magic around his hands. That's because Doctor Strange supposedly upgrades the suit to give him some magical abilities. So anyway, moving on from those little shots right there, we get the entrance of Doc Ock, and the line that sent chills down everyone's spine.
Hello, Peter.
Or no, not that, but "You're not Peter Parker."
You're not Peter Parker.
That's the line that everyone's going crazy over.
If you noticed in Infinity War, like when Thanos was beating Iron Man's suit, a lot of times he would just use nanotech from other places in his body to fill up missing spots. You can see his suit that he was wearing earlier, like his normal tuxedo suit, formal dressy suit, is hanging out. But then he deactivates his mask to fill in that spot.
Yeah. So we get more of the fight between Spidey and Doc Ock, and then we get what looks like Doc Ock trapped in the multiverse prison, which is from other leaks that Doctor Strange is going to have Peter go around and capture the villains and take them into this little multiversal prison place that's inside this little box that you can see Peter and Doctor Strange fighting over throughout the trailer. And then they make fun of
Doc Ock's name.
Yeah, they make fun of Doc Ock's name, which I've stated before on our podcast that I was a little bit worried that this movie might be too light and silly, and you can see some of that poking through here. But Tom Holland has said that the movie is going to be very dark and brutal, so I guess that's reassuring, although I don't exactly know. They might be biased on that. Who knows? But anyway, we get a little shot of the Statue of Liberty with Captain America's shield being built onto it. And this is supposedly where the final battle is going to take place. You get one more shot of Spidey swinging through this unknown place, which looks like Uptown New York. But I think this is Uptown New York because in one shot later you can see New York City in the background. And then you get this shot where if you look, Electro is still blue in the background there. A lot of people are confused. With yellow electricity, but a lot of people are confused why Electro is yellow in this movie as opposed to blue, like he is in The Amazing Spider-Man 2. We get the whole Scooby-Doo joke, which, again, I'm a little bit nervous for the amount of jokes in this movie, amount of silliness that's going to be. I'm sure it'll be fine, whatever. I think John Watts is just being, or Doctor Strange being a little bit John Wattsified. And yes, in this shot you can see the city in the background of this shot.
Probably is upstate New York.
Interesting. And then we have this shot, the sandstorm, which we're getting more context for this specific sequence. What people are thinking that this is the Sinister Six, or at least Sandman, Electro, and Green Goblin going to Peter Parker's apartment where Aunt May is to go after Aunt May for some reason. And you can see cops there.
And you see J. Jonah Jameson.
So, what it looks like even from that shot later in the trailer is that Aunt May is going to die, because you can see Holland jumping after a pumpkin bomb that is about to explode even. And you can see, if you look in the background, there's the same police cars that have been shown in other shots of the trailer. So it looks like Aunt May might die. And you can see also another shot of Aunt May running with sheer determination on her face. Like she's holding two things in her hands. I can't tell exactly what they are. One looks like a piece of cloth, which is interesting. Might be a bag or something. And the other thing that's in her hand looks like some kind of serum or something. Can't exactly tell because there's too much motion blur. But yeah, look at her face. She is determined. She's Aunt May on a mission. So since Tom Holland has said that this is going to be a brutal movie, and you can see that shot in the beginning where Peter Parker's like crying in battle damage, a lot of people are thinking that Aunt May is going to die. They try to misdirect you with that whole thing with MJ falling, but nobody's buying that bait and switch. We all are pretty sure that MJ is going to survive, and that it will be Aunt May is the one that dies. We've gotten a lot of cool action shots in this trailer of Spider-Man fighting Doc Ock. We get the whole beginning of the sequence where Peter is fighting Doctor Strange over the multiverse prison, which is, according to plot leaks, what that cube is, where they're going to be storing all the villains.
Apparently the cube is an original invention of the MCU as opposed to being from the comics.
Yes. We get a little scene, which we just got a little TV spot for, of Doctor Strange opening two portals and having Spider-Man
web himself.
Yeah, web himself. He shoots a web into one portal and it comes out behind him and catches his leg. And then Doctor Strange pulls him and gets the cube. We get the same shots from the first trailer where
he's on the train. He does the flipping around.
Yes. We get this one shot. Peter says there has to be some other way, and Doctor Strange says this is the only way. If you look, this is kind of the exact same scenario as we see later where Doctor Strange says, I can't stop them. It looks exactly the same. They just did some different lighting changes to the part at the end of the trailer. That shot. I think this is the same scene as that, and that at the end when he says, I can't stop them, they just did some clever Marvel trickery to try and make you think that something else is coming in at the end, and that might be where Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire come in. But we all think that they're going to come in earlier. We get more Doc Ock action shots. We get confirmation that Doc Ock is going to
absorbs the nano suit.
Yes, because that's what a lot of people were thinking from the trailer. They're going to destroy the Iron Spider and absorb the nanotech. We get one shot of Peter dodging Electro's blast, which some people think that this is actually Tobey Maguire, because if you look at his eyes in one specific frame, they look exactly like Tobey Maguire's eyes, which I don't know about that.
Seems like a stretch a little bit.
It's definitely very cool, and you can tell that they are edited out of this trailer because of certain shots later. We get Electro, which if you pause in certain frames, you can see that he is still blue in certain frames of this. There's little flashes of blues to show that he is still blue, and with the rumor that he's going to steal a Tony Stark arc reactor and upgrade to yellow, it still shows that he still has some blue there later. And then there's one shot where Doc Ock seemingly gets blasted by
Electro's electricity.
Yeah, this is reportedly the same scene where Green Goblin, Sandman, and Electro
are all at Peter Parker's apartment.
And maybe this is... Some people thought that this was Doc Ock trying to get Aunt May, but what it seems like from certain parts of this trailer is that Doc Ock is actually going to turn good, and this might be him fighting against Electro, because it seems like Electro is going to be pretty evil in this movie. Like, he wants his freedom, because apparently what these villains are going to be fighting for is that they don't have to go back to their worlds where they will die. They're going to fight for their lives. This is literally a fight for their lives. And it's going to be interesting to see some sympathy for these characters, because Tom Holland is going to have sympathy for them, because he doesn't want to kill these people. He's probably going to try and save them because he's feeling the guilt of having killed his villain of Mysterio. So that's going to be interesting to see.
He didn't kill Mysterio, but still.
Or like being framed for it, yeah. So Tom Holland jumps, we have a shot of him jumping, and then it cuts to him falling into the big black hole
Which
from the
are
mirror
separate
dimension.
shots.
They're not.
Green Goblin, epic reveal of the Green Goblin. Even though the suit was dumb in the 2002 movie, it looks a lot better here. I wish it would have added more purple to it, but it still looks better than it did in the 2002 movie.
Yes, and we know that Green Goblin is going to get an upgrade. This is not the suit that he's going to wear for the whole movie, because the next shot where he zooms in, and some people were actually thinking that this was the Green Goblin from The Amazing Spider-Man 2. That is not the case.
He already denied that he's going to be in it anyway.
Yeah, no, this isn't that version. We've gotten concept art that this is just a different version of the Green Goblin suit. So that's what this is. We get Peter and MJ kissing, which looks like it's sunrise, which means that it's probably going to be after the finale, which is good to know because that means that MJ survives. Fans are pretty sure about that one. We have Happy actually at the scene. It looks like Happy is at Aunt May and Peter's apartment, which would be interesting. We get to see Happy reflect over Aunt May's death.
Yeah, if Aunt May does die, then we get to see what Happy feels about that.
And also Peter says, I can't save everybody. So that's probably referring to Aunt May in the first place.
I can't save everyone.
And we get the infamous shot where Spider-Man jumps to Sandman, Electro, and Lizard. And in the Brazilian version of the trailer, Lizard gets punched in the face
by nothing.
Exactly. So that's basically confirming that Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield are in this movie and that they have just been edited.
And apparently people point out that Electro and Lizard and Sandman have also been also looking at nothing.
Yeah, they're all... Well, Sandman's probably looking at Tom Holland, but Electro and Lizard are literally jumping at nothing. Spider-Man is in between them, and they're going to his sides. What are they attacking? Air. And also, we get a shot of Spider-Man jumping in the air and falling down, and then the next shot, he's more flailing and out of control. This is probably going to be a different sequence right here. And if you look in the background, you can see Electro falling. Either just got hit by something or I don't know what, but this is definitely a different sequence. And they try to trick you that Spider-Man shoots onto the Captain America's shield, which is falling down. So I don't know what's happening here with Electro falling, but it's definitely going to be something. So Captain America's shield crashes, and then we get this thing.
Classic reminiscent of both Gwen Stacy's falling to their death.
Well,
this is Michelle.
Gwen Stacy didn't die.
It's MJ and not Gwen. It's still very reminiscent. We don't know.
Yeah,
if she's gonna die. Probably not.
Also, we get this. A lot of people are saying that this is Andrew Garfield's arm, but some other people are saying that it's a rope. Now, if they edited Andrew out of the trailer, I don't think they would leave
his arm in there. That's a stretch to me. Like,
and
no.
Also, it's not even like red and blue. It's weird, fleshy color.
There's also a bunch of missing spots. If it wasn't, there'd be a bunch of missing places.
So, unfortunately, I think that is a rope. But I do think that Andrew Garfield is in this scene because MJ falling, and I even said this in our reaction, which you can go watch on our channel. I'll probably leave a link in the description. MJ is falling here, and then Tom Holland jumps to save her, very much referencing the Andrew Garfield movies
and also referencing Spider-Man 3 when he jumped down to rescue Gwen Stacy.
Yeah. A lot of people are thinking that Andrew Garfield is actually going to swoop in and save MJ here. But I think that is definitely true. And people point out that would be a great redemption arc for Andrew Garfield to save MJ, because then he can feel like he's redeemed himself after not being able to
Spider-Man
save.
2 when he lost Gwen Stacy, when they recreated that tragic story from the comics.
Yes. And some people think that this hand is Andrew Garfield's and that they just edited it to be Tom Holland's.
No, it's not. I don't think it's Andrew Garfield's.
Actually, I saw one person think that it's not even edited, that this is actually Andrew Garfield's hand just like as it is. But I don't think so, because I mean there's
also,
clearly black there. Look at that.
They're also, notice how they're doing a traditional Spider-Man thing where someone is dangling from a high place and then is falling for Spider-Man to come in and save them.
Yeah. So that's interesting. And then we get this final thing where Doctor Strange...
Where people point out that the holes in the sky look very reminiscent to how they did in What If.
Which is definitely true.
Seen the show.
You can actually see, if you look closely, little bits of space and multiverse poking out from those little rifts.
And you can see the Watcher watching through. No, just kidding.
But I don't think that what's happening here is what we've been led to believe, because what they show you in the trailer is Doctor Strange says, I can't stop them. If you look closely, when he says, oh, I can't contain them, I can't stop them, he's wearing the cloak of levitation. Like I pointed out, I think that's the same shot from the shot earlier, where he says there's no other way. They just changed the lighting a bit.
Yeah, because there's a bunch of footage that was moved around in the Endgame trailers, so it's not too far out.
And if you look, even here in these two shots, Doctor Strange is not wearing the cloak of levitation, whereas he is in that one shot. What is up with that? I don't know. I don't know what happens to the Cloak of Levitation here, but he's definitely not wearing it, which means that they are not the same sequence. They're different parts of the movie. Unless he opens this multiversal portal, and then the Cloak of Levitation goes, see ya, and leaves in like 5 minutes, and then he's like, oh no.
Well, no, you can't see. You can see Strange Supreme peeking in through those holes in the sky. No, you cannot.
You're right.
I'm joking. No, you can't.
Yeah, so that will conclude this No Way Home trailer breakdown. This is very exciting, and this movie is going to be epic. We are off the charts excited for this movie. We hope you are too. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe.
Be sure to go check us out on all of our other YouTube channels. Be sure to listen to our podcast, The Movie Majors. And we'll see you guys on the flip side. Stay strong, Spider fans.
See ya.